Mercy, Bale! That is the vibe I am bringing today. And Chaunerus, congratulations on the quick draw. Puns. What madness decides who and who does not get it is mind-boggling, but the game ain't over, not by a long shot. Don't worry, Puns. Shauna has slipped me a fiver earlier to distract you all with whimsy in chat. It was part of a long con. Not a lot of people know that. What ho and welcome! Who's ready to punch a dragon square in its fucking crotch? Look, I just survived going to the store the day before Thanksgiving. I'm feeling fucking great right now. I've also had a lot of coffee. I woke up at a sensible hour. I went to a place that serves coffee. Keldra's here.
Hey ho, fellow Vikings. Time to let the dragon.
Fuck yes. And Keldra, at this point, I don't even care which meaning. I don't even care which meaning. Okay, anyway, so, Puns, Chaunerus, Catastros, Wolfgrad, Keldra, what ho and welcome! The boards have been updated. Chaunerus, you're in joint second with Ortrizi. Aeon is ahead, but, like, if you hit the beat for the rest of the week, you will overtake. So come on in, friends, come on in. Yeah, forgive me if I'm a little crazy-eyed. Like I said, I managed to survive facing down the hordes of shoppers. And not gonna lie, feeling pretty good about that. I mean, Keldra, that's a philosophical discussion for others. But not leaving the house till Sunday sounds glorious. Yeah. I just had to make sure I got stuff for me and the Nuggies for tomorrow. To hear the guinea pigs tell it, they are unloved, starved, alone, cold. Nah. Today they had a little bit of carrot, some spaghetti squash, fresh hay, obviously, a little side of pellets when necessary. Square Peg, Watto, and welcome. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Sorry, I guess I've got a little bit more of the crazy eyes about me than I thought. Rebels, Watto, and welcome. Ah, the beast is sated. Ready to come with me on a journey. And I shall, Grayson, I shall. I'm trying to go too keen too fast. I realised that just on, American consumerism, adrenaline, and coffee, I had forgotten to eat. So the reason why we're a little bit, we're later than we would have been is I was like, I better inhale a Sani, lest I be full-on lunacy mode. And Vanderbeest, thank you from the pint glass. To Catastros, thank you for jump scaring me. And Puns, thank you for the bits while we were waiting to go live. But you have to understand, I yelled from the other room, oh, come on! Hey, and Vanderbeest, thank you for filling the pint glass. I will say, for the insane mania of facing the, the American supermarkets the day before Thanksgiving, it was manic, don't get me wrong, but everyone had this kind of like, this weird camaraderie. So, whilst stuck in a hellish line to pay for my meager items, I got chatting with some people. It was lovely. Megaboss, I still have a 30-minute mission, mobile carrier to build from last year. I am all set. I am not a gentleman that needs more Gundams. And Null, what and welcome. Grayson, did I say hello? I hope I did. But yeah, come on in, friends, come on in. Yeah, although Black Friday is not the crazy one out here anymore. Megaboss, you absolutely can. What? Oh, and welcome! Curse ye, Bale! If no one clipped my Curse ye, Bale beat drop, I am clipping it myself later. I was very proud of that. The Res Elden Ring mashup that no one knew we needed. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like, I haven't worked retail in a while, and I didn't work retail last year, but it definitely felt that, like Black Friday is no longer, like, the time of berserkers. You know, you don't see somebody's nan braining a dad of two with a fucking toaster just to get to that extra cheap television. No clip for you. Fine, I'll clip it myself. I mean, Megaboss, that's... Oh, what's the D&D skill? It's like Calm Wild Beast or something along those lines. Like, that sounds like a similar skill. Anyway, friends, coming in. How y'all doing? So, Legends, we have not gone back to the Fear quest line. I haven't been able to get it to play nice with the Steam Deck. And the Steam Deck is currently on loan to Fiona at the moment, whilst they are without a PC. But, in theory, I might be able to slay the dragon on the Steam Deck. In theory. Oh, Rebels. Sorry, does that mean you're going to be rolling solo? Because what I will let you know, friends, is there is going to be a stream tomorrow. We are going to hang out, and not because of sad times, bad times, or not because of anything like that. It's just, I don't know, but this year I kind of want to keep my own company. Or perhaps it's better to say, I want to hang out with you lot. I want to hang out with the guinea pigs. That's what I want to do. Alright? I'll have a turkey sarnie. We'll go on a little adventure. Actually, so the game I got planned for tomorrow is literally called Caravan Sandwich. And it's a non-combat exploration game where you have a cute little van and you drive around and explore and shit. And I'm like, that sounds like a really good thing. Unless, of course, we don't defeat Bale, and then I'll just start going fucking insane. Oh, and I will be telling you tomorrow and Friday, but this Friday coming up is, I forget what it's called, I think it's called Creator Day, but it is the itch.io version of Bandcamp Friday, where all proceeds of any itch.io games that you buy, all of it goes to the creators. So if you have been thinking about picking up some games on itch, if there's anything special there, then hold the line till Friday, okay? And I'd like to point out that Bale looks less like a Thanksgiving turkey, more like a turkey halfway through decided to swear vengeance. No, sorry, just Amos was saying, remember to measure the oil Bale displaces before you deep fry. Very true. Only good thing that, what's his fucking face did? Those turkey adverts. William Shatner. Well, Catastros, of all the times for it to keel over, as things are about to be very, very cheap, jobs are getting. Okay, sorry. Forgive me for being a multi-track drifty potato. So, the Steam Autumn Sale has started. I'm not sure how I feel about it being named the Autumn Sale and not being an official kind of like the Steam Winter Sales were always very, very good, and this feels like a cop-out, but I guess, I don't know. There's no official seasonal badge or anything with the Steam sales, but if you were looking to pick up some titles, like have a look at your wish lists and see what's budget, because there are some absolute fucking bangers, obviously. The only ones that have kind of popped up on my feed that might be worth putting into your feed if they aren't already is Psychonauts 2, which is currently kicking around for $6, and what's the other banger? God, there was another really big banger that was on Super Sale. I'll have to go through it again. Oh yeah, I mean, Rebels. This is a squad, you don't even need to tell them, like...
We're going to take the characters from Westeros and make them play Mario Party games. I call it the Squid Games of Phones.
That hurt me. That hurt me. That was good. That was good. Fucking terror. Okay. Oh, A Hand of Many Fingers is 50% off. Nice. If you haven't played that one yet, you're going to have a great time. It's unfortunately one of those ones you can't really talk about until you've all done it. Though, shout out to the number of people who have finished. Hey!
What ho, Vikings?
What ho indeed, Lyris. How are you doing? I was just going to say shout out to the number of people who have finished watching Arcane, so I now have more people to talk to about it. I actually need to sit down and add all the free games to my library. Because before Steam updated it, free games, unless you installed them, didn't show up in your library. That's not games that were free to keep, but games that didn't cost anything on Steam. So it meant it was really easy to forget them. So I would wishlist them until we'd stream them. But now I can add them. I'm trying to see if there's... once we get to the paid section, are there any bangers?
Creation. 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 Creation.
So Rebels, I've played some of Harold Halibut. It's good. I'm in two minds about it. Just because, obviously, the artistic intent of creating a game where you make the whole thing as a stop-motion setup is fascinating, but it's terrible business. So I'm kind of at this, like, my arty side and my business side are fighting. Because there are other ways they could have made Harold Halibut that wouldn't have taken as long and wouldn't have been as arduous. And I'm just like... Oh, Lyra, sorry you got a cold, friend, but... Well, I hope you're ready for me to scream at a giant overcooked dragon for a few hours. Yeah, I'll have to have a trundle through the Steam sales and see if any other massive bangers jump out at me. Adishkar, I did finish Thank Goodness You're Here. It was very, very good. Rose, that's nothing to apologise for. Like, be it story, thematics, mechanics, or otherwise, I'm always looking for things that are interesting and different, and Harold Halibut is interesting and different. It's just that thing of, like, they made an artistic choice in how they chose to... They made an artistic choice in how they made that game. And that choice made things a million times more complicated. But they stuck to their guns and they delivered. It's just that thing of like, what if they... Yeah, what if they'd done it? And Jackie, I absolutely will be playing that. In a weird way, I'm almost frustrated that more people have found out about it. Obviously, I want the game to succeed. Obviously, I'm not like a fucking elitist, but I was kind of looking forward to quietly blowing everybody's socks off with that game. But it looks like it's going to be a big success, which I'm really happy for. Just because I played this game at Control-Alt-GDC 1,000 years ago, where you have to operate a Doom laser in space, but it breaks, so you have to use a touch-tone phone, like a physical phone. You then call in the help hotline to try and fix it. And it reminds me so much of that. Like, in a good way. And I forget what the acronym they're using is, like PVSK or something. Because Megaboss, as a dyslexic, it does me a fucking damage. PVKK, there we go. But it's going to be glorious. There's also an incredible short film from Memories, which is kind of a whimsical take on the same idea. That is to say that PBKK is a serious take on the idea of these, like, intercontinental cannons. You know, genres, it's actually the full name. But yeah, if you've not heard of it, so Memories was like a short anthology of like, it was like either 3 or 4 different like anime short films by incredible directors. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. It's very inspirational. And the last one is kind of this, the idea of a culture and a nation entirely built around one premise, and that premise is to fire the big gun. There's one short film about a guy who's too stinky, and there's one about deep space salvage and ghosts and shit that's just incredible. And I can't remember if it's Momorioshi who directs it, or if it's just the animation studio that did Ghost in the Shell. Hang on. So it's 1995. So it's Studio 4C, Madhouse. I guess Studio 4C were the ones that did Ghost in the Shell originally. Huh, very cool. Anyway, sorry, that's me careening off onto weird anime nonsense. No, it wasn't them. They did do Spriggan. Okay, that makes sense. And a bunch of segments from the Animatrix. Oh shit, they're still going. They did some stuff for Halo Wars. They did the Berserk movies. As in, the Golden Age arc of movies. Fucking good on them. Huh. Man, we're all learning today. Okay, sorry. As Will careens off into wiki deep dives and whatnot. And Akira Zero, I can't imagine anybody Longshipian-wise isn't aware of Inscription by this point. Did Inscription make it into the Great Hall? It feels a little contrite to put it in there, you know? But then I often forget that, like, our games literacy is so wildly above everybody else's.
Weighing a dragon is a tricky endeavor. It depends on the scale.
Ah! Well, Ehrman, thank you. You're not wrong. You wanna come roast a great big turkey with me? Good news with Bale, they're half done. Yeah, I guess, Ikola, I guess. The Great Hall is, like, games that are quintessentially us.
What do you get when a dragon sneezes? Out of the way.
Bravo, puns, bravo. That's dragon hunting humor. This is fucking dragon hunting music. Bale doesn't even know what's coming. We nearly fucking got him last time and all. The ice breath directly to him seems to destroy his day, so that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Like, I could also pick up an ice sword, but I don't know if we're quite at the point where we have to, like, start reworking our kit. What I will say though, friends, is that the Great Hall over on Discord is kind of, again, games that are quintessentially us. If there are ones that you feel should make the lineup, like, make a case for it. It's not just the dictatorship of will on that. And to the Lost Harbinger, I say Watto and welcome. But what I will say is if there's anything in that lineup that you don't currently have, I updated all the links to be the Steam links rather than the Humble links. So, like, if you haven't played Night Team 4, Umurangi Generation, Chance of Sonar, Tales of Iron, which has no right being as good as it is. It's fucking incredible.
Why don't dragons enjoy eating mice?
I don't know.
They prefer food that isn't candy.
But then again, Mega Boss, nothing says pre-cooked in the tin, right? Yeah, Lyris, it is incredible. I am so looking forward to the sequel. Rebels, they're all on sale. Everything's on sale. It's the Steam sale.
Dragon walks into a bar, asks the bartender, "Is it warm here?" Bartender tells him to shut up.
I have gone over my head a little. Anyway, seriously, Megaboss, Eriman, Lyris, all of you, thank you. I woke up with a spring in my step, and then realised I'd have to go to the store, and that spring kind of turned into a grit. But all we have to do today, friends, is beat the fuck out of a smug bastard dragon. We're going to freeze that great big POS and have fun doing it. And I, for one, cannot wait. Now, I do not think that Bayle is going to take the same amount of time as Melania. Like, we got it down, pat. Sorry, Rebels with, they're all on sale, Dave. Everything's on sale, Dave. Even Pacific Drive, everything's on sale, Dave.
Sorry, I was just winging it with the last one. No need to phone me for bad dragon puns. Here's another one. You know, blue dragons really know how to spark joy. It may come as a shock to you.
You know what, puns? I deserved that. I deserved that. Thank you. Fucking terror. Everything on sale. Everything's on sale, Dave. Heaven will be mine. Sunlight, if you're a fucking weirdo. The Longing.
And as the old dragon hunter saying goes, change comes from Wyvern.
Change comes from Wyvern. Fuck off. Fuck you for bringing that to me. It's good. It's really good. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay, and Lyris, apparently you have the power of Grayskull. A dragon train it is.
Dragon train?
Get it all out of your system now, friends. Because soon be dragon fighting time. And we're going to be hearing a lot of Curse Ye Bayle! And Wet Paint. Well, so and welcome, friends. Hello, hello. No, but seriously, if there are any games in the Great Hall that you haven't played, these are all ones that I stand by personally. Like, these are ones I will fight for. So, the Steam sale is upon us. And like, if you want to talk about how... If you want to talk about how the Steam sale have changed and how it's weird that it feels less fun and less good, but it's actually resulted in people buying more games, like, I am absolutely down to talk about that. But I feel like we have this conversation every time. You know, it is sad that Valve don't do the gamification stuff, because it was a lot of fun. But despite everyone saying, you know, we miss it and we want it, since they changed format, people buy more games during the Steam sales now, so, oh god.
No dragon pun,
Oh.
only one of the best quotes from a dragon in media. Brought to you by a monotone AI. My armor is like tenfold shields, my teeth are swords, my claws spears, the shock of my tail a thunderbolt. My wings a hurricane and my breath, death.
No, I do not want what you dwarves are selling. I think I'll keep this treasure, thank you. However, if we're going to talk about dragons in media, we have to talk about the Dungeons & Dragons movie, because we have to talk about Fat Dragon. Because as an owner of guinea pigs, as an owner of little chubby potatoes, that dragon has exactly the same face as a guinea pig going ham. And I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. Like, I thought either myself or Fiona was going to vomit laughing when we went to go see the D&D movie. It was the right kind of, like, perfect goofy. Because a lot of people base dragons on cats. You know, that kind of, like, you're never sure if they're gonna fucking kill you or just smile at you. And that kind of smug, predatory whimsy that cats seem to have. You know, that aloofness. This one was based on a fucking guinea pig. I know because I have guinea pigs. It was a chubby little fighty. And he was just here to eat some faces. Oh look, adventurers! Oh, chop, 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 chop. You know? And J-Post, thank you. Oh, puns, that's fucking great. Oh, and Lyris as well. Like, thank you for throwing a pint glass on top of it all. You know? That is literally going to go to keeping me and the guinea pigs alive. So thank you. Fox and Box, what and welcome. I hope you are ready to hear Curse Ye Bale a lot today, because that's where we're going. Fucking kick his ass. And as I said earlier, I don't think it's going to be Melania tier challenge, but dude's got to fucking go. The dude's got to fucking go. Fucking Bale. And this time we won't start fighting him at the 8-hour mark of a long stream. We head straight for Bale. Off the bat, he's getting splat. Unintentional rhyme? Certainly, but still.
I bought a coffee maker as a gift to my group of expecting rich friends. I called it a bun in the cupboard.
Do you just, off the top of your head, just like Spider-Man style, do you have a coffee table book? Have you considered a coffee table book? And puns, thank you. You know, Ikoa, I'd like, just for them, not for me, but I'd like for FromSoft to be able to do something with a bit more humour and whimsy at some point. Oh, well, and Fox in a Box, what and welcome. Yeah, good to have you with. 'Tis the day before Thanksgiving over here in the US, and I have managed to stock up on supplies, so I do not have to go anywhere tomorrow, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Packing is slowly coming together. You can't really see it, but there is a ton more space in here. So I'm ahead of the curve, which is nice for a change. It's real nice. And Wallosaurus, Watto, and welcome. Hello, hello. At Ikoa, it would be very funny Ah, legend, I see you have been learning. Sorry, no, my brain was just whirring on, like, if FromSoft decided to do something that was more whimsical, more humorous. Like, okay, I can't see them doing an out-and-out comedy game, but, like, something more aligned to, like Discworld, you know, something that's kind of like a macabre humor. That would be a lot of fun, and especially, like, the subversion, you know, the big demon dark dragon does turn out to be this big chubby faced beastie, like, like, I think they could have a lot of fun with it. They could create, like, taking some cues from, like, some of Capcom's, like, less serious monster designs. You can make interesting fights with characters that aren't serious. I think they could do something really interesting with it. I really do. Because I think we're getting to this point now where studios understand that you don't just have to remake... We don't necessarily want people to remake the book. When it comes to games, we want to be in the world. And, like, Discworld's world is so well realized. Its sardonic parody of so many things would come together very well. Yeah, Wallosaurus. There was a time when I would have been like, I know exactly who would fund that, but sadly, those days are behind me. But that would be feckin' great.
I'm still jealousy.
You're definitely still the Jarl, that's for sure. Unfortunately, we don't know who to blame for killing the Ussies. But it was unfortunately slain. Well, Wallosaurus, we can do it. We can do it. It can be done. Sorry, my brain was also whirring. I was like, how would we put this together? And I'm like, there's a lot of ways we could do this. Act more pork because Yarnum doesn't write you a receipt. That is the fucking tagline. Act more pork. It's Yarnum, but you still have to go to work in the morning. Anyway, friends, that was a lovely little train and a wonderful way to start our day. I want you to remember this moment right here as we move further and further into madness as I fight Vale. But seriously, thank you all, right? I find it, even with all the madness of the day before Thanksgiving, even with all of the...
I made a trip to the local Costco.
No!
I was tempted at times to yell out "Curse ye Bale" while trying to find a spot to park the vehicle.
Jesus, Bacon. Like, that's masochism. I was talking about it with somebody today, and I was like, I was actually kind of tempted to go to Costco over the weekend, but go as like a war photographer, you know, just document, marriages falling apart by giant oversized rotisserie turkeys to see all of humanity laid bare. I've covered wars, don't you know? Will's version of fucking Dead Rising, it's just Costco, the weekend before Thanksgiving. And I do apologise that we started later than intended today, but it was just like, if I went after stream, that's where true madness lies. That's where the true darkness in the heart of men. And yes, I know, I've got the fucking poison snake tuft. I'm going to get my hair did on Friday. So you're just going to have to put up with me looking like I'm going for a shitey style. But like bacon. Holy crap. Hey, Legend, if you can rock hats, go for it. I just haven't got it did, and I keep forgetting about just trundling up and getting my undershave done. Because it's not until I sit down to hang out with all of you lot that I get to see my hair reflected back at me via twitch.tv. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to fucking sort that. Fucking hell. Wallosaurus. I mean, it's a look. It's a look. Actually, Ikoa, that's a great way to get around it. Sorry, and before all semblance of manners drops out of my head and the pure white hatred for Bale takes over, again, all of you, seriously, thank you. That was a fuck ton of bits for a train, alright? That's why I'm here all the time. That's why I'm able to keep going, and, you know. There are lots of things about Thanksgiving. There are lots of things about Thanksgiving that are bad and terrible. But one thing that isn't is taking a beat and a moment to think about...
Train.
We just had a train! Gatwick rules apply. There's no train coming. Wallosaurus, thank you, friend. That's $10 in bits, keeping my dumb ass alive. Thank you. We'll probably talk about this more tomorrow, but... you didn't miss the train for today, but the next one won't be for at least an hour. So again, Gatwick rules apply. Thank you. No, but one of the things about it that's real good is taking a moment, taking a beat, and thinking about what to be thankful for. And like, I mean, we're going to be coming up on year 7 of the Longship. Alright? Entire empires have risen and fallen. Valve failed to launch a game, like, in the time, you know? There's so many insane projects that have keeled over. Google attempted to make a console, it died. Like, again, empires have risen and fallen. So anyway, sorry, you can tell what I'm grasping at. I love doing this. I'm incredibly thankful for it. I'm honored to still be your person in the chair. So for that, thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So before we get on to nonsense, so Favour 6, I don't really know, do 30-minute mission kits count as kit bashing? Because they're supposed to be put together. Like, they're designed to be modular and combined. Not that I'm critiquing or anything, but just something I was thinking about earlier today, that the 30-minute mission stuff's closer to Lego than it is to, like, you know, Warhammer at that point. I also find it interesting that by the way that Gundams are made, that certain Gundams that are kit bashed in the show get released as standalone kits, therefore no longer being kit bashers, even though that's what they're based on. There's some kind of, like, you know, art represented, like art reflecting art going on there that, I don't know, my brain fucking loves talking about. For game news, it's been weird. We haven't had any confirmations of what's going on with the Unity situation, but it was reported that one particular indie team who released their title, it hasn't sold many copies yet. I think they have, like, well, at the time of writing, they had 2 or 3. They had 2 or 3 sales, but not many, and were apparently hit by, what's the name of the game? I'm trying to find it here. Here we go. It's called Playing God. And it is a little platformer speedrunning game where you play a duck, very reminiscent of Super Meat Boy, but duck. Hang on, here's the link to it here. And apparently they were hit with an insane bill by Unity, saying that because of the terms and conditions and their clauses, that they would need to upgrade to full-on professional, not executive, the enterprise license for Unity, and until they did, their Unity accounts were locked. Now again, we've not been able to confirm this, and we have to remember that without sources, you know, there are a lot of people that have beef with Unity, us included. But in the same breath, this would track with the nonsense we've seen, like the shit they pulled with Gary's mod. It wouldn't surprise me if they were pulling the same kind of nonsense with Tiny Indies, because those people aren't likely to have like good legal representation and stuff like that. A few people have been analyzing the Unity EULA, and there's definitely some parts people are quibbling over. One of them being that using other engines whilst developing a title for Unity may be against their EULA. Now, oh, hang on. Sorry, we're at that weird part of the soundtrack. There we go. Now again, that should be weird and wrong, but after Stabby Dave, like, yeah. The TLDR on it is that, like, right now, if you're looking to what engines to be using for your next commercial product, Unity is a high-risk scenario. Because if what these developers are saying is true, like they have 2 reviews on Steam. 2. Now, I believe more will be propagating, but there's a few that just says screw Unity. Fucking Stabby Dave. Well, it's like Stabby Dave has either been fired or like he got that job through nepotism, as Bastard Dave Senior is apparently running their business division. And yes, Jackie, like PVKK made in Godot. What was the one we played this week? Rise of the Golden Idol made in Godot. Got it. It's gotten so bad with how I pronounce it, I don't even remember which is the joke answer and which is the real name of the engine. No, Hookshot, totally understandable. Game Maker's still viable. Like, and we've had a lot of great games like released in that. Again, what engine you choose to use is entirely up to you, right? And like, the reason I'm advising against Unity these days is because it could absolutely fuck you out of success. You know, the whole point of... Well, I shouldn't say the whole point, but when releasing your indie game, there is always a chance that you will be the next success story. Most of the time, you make some interesting games, you make some fun stuff, and you, like, articulate with it. You enjoy it, right? But there's that chance, you know? You look at the individual that made Lethal Company and his earlier, like, weird experimental games. Like, they were fun and quirky. None of them really, like, hit it big, but they were there. And the fact that Unity could take that away from you, right? That your success could suddenly mean that they turn around and go, oh, well, you now owe us like $500,000 a year because you did good. And, I mean, with this case, the fact that they're insisting that these people move to an enterprise license after they've only sold, like, what did they say? They said they'd sold, like, maybe 10 copies? Like, fuck that. Well, so Fable 6, it's that unfortunate thing of, like, I often call it the white guy playbook. Because it's frequently used by white guys when they get called out for doing bad shit. Where what they do is instead of acknowledging or fixing the problem, they make a not apology, then go quiet for usually about a year, 6 months to a year, and then come back like nothing's changed. You know, Unity made a big song and dance about taking out the runtime fees. But again, no one made them put the runtime fees in. And I'm still cheesed that one person who shall remain nameless from Unity, who was posting like, oh, you all got so worried about the runtime fees, like you're even gonna reach that. And I'm like, the whole... You're the fucking engine! Way to tell everybody they're gonna fucking fail. Ah, don't worry about this, your game's not gonna sell shit. But what if it does? Fuck you, buddy. So the runtime fees got taken away and they made a big song and dance about it, but, like, again, no one made them do that. They did that. They introduced Stabby Dave. We didn't ask for Stabby Dave. And now, I think their goal was to kind of keep their head down and stay quiet whilst they change things behind the scenes. Hookshot with, hey, my 7.5 copies mean the world to me. Look, I don't know which title it's going to be, Hookshot. One of yours is going to strike it massive. I don't have any way to explain that empirically. I just feel it. Yeah, but J-Post. Exactly. When you're a game engine, what are you selling? Really? You're selling ease of development. Like, hey, you don't want to make an FPS engine, we made it for you. And you're selling the pitch that it could do well. And, like, it's so weird because, like, Epic aren't good. They are still a huge, gigantic super corporation, right? So I'm not trying to paint them as, like, good and heroes. No billion-dollar company is our friend. But their business model is, hey, don't worry about it. But if you make $1 million, from that point, you know, we're going to do rev share. Unless you want to buy a license from us at that point. But at that point, you have the choice, right? Unity just seems to be like, we decided you fucking owe us. Like, what? Hang on, what? Yeah, we just decided. Mental Monk, Watto and welcome. Actually, Hookshot, I would play the shit out of Anime Show Tycoon Simulator. Especially if you started it in the same way that Game Dev Tycoon starts. Where it's like, you know, back in the 80s. You know, you get to form your own Gynax. So, like, your first project is an unpaid animation for a convention. I.e., was it? Daikon, I believe it was. We're gonna go for some too mellow. Yeah, Game Dev Tycoon, but anime. Go. You start with your own version of Daikon, and then you go from there. Daikon 4, yes, thank you. The amount of time I spend watching that, and I always forget which Daikon it is. Oh, this is just a little bit of happy anime history for you all. So, Gynax as a studio came into being from a bunch of friendos who made the opening video to a convention in Japan. Have to see if I can find the good version. Because a load of people put up like AI upscaled versions of Daikon 4. Avoid like the plague. Let's see if I can find the one. No, that's the AI upscale. I think that's the good one. Okay, well this one is this one's an OG rip. So I'll plonk it here and I'll plonk it over in Discord. Now, okay, why does this matter to you? The reason being is that this was a fan project that turned out to be like the biggest fucking flex of all time. it references so many IPs and things that you absolutely could not do as a professional project. You could only do as a fan project. And it came together so well that it gained infamy. You know, people paid money for the video, for the VHS, and then later, like, the DVD with it on. And it ended up... That team came together to form Gainax proper. And, you know what? It's a very, very good example of putting a team together for something like a game jam or just a fun, like, zero-cost project and seeing how everyone comes together. Alright, Mega Boss, go get some sleep. To be continued. Sorry, Wallosaurus was just pitching Mechastore Simulator. But at night they come alive in battle. The idea of, like, Dave the Diver's whole gameplay followed by, like, simulator... Well, sorry, it's like management type game does work, and it could work well for giant robots. Because I did play Mech Mechanic Simulator, and it was fine, but it really felt like about 60% of a full game. Like, the maintenance and repair and cleaning of the mechs was so cool, but it felt like I was supposed to do something else after. Like, that's the only way I can describe it. But yeah, also, Alnus was suggesting for Anime Studio Simulator, having the licenses be like gacha pulls. That would be quite fun, because then you could do some like procedural generation on like the visual, on the light novel titles. You have the idea of like, do you go OVA, do you go adaptation, or like, you know, original? Oh, that could be fun. And you can have a lot of fun coming up with like pun twists on well-known anime. Yeah, that could be fun. Weirdly, Game Dev Tycoon, that team hasn't released a game since. And they haven't updated OG Game Dev Tycoon. Like, I was going to stream it for everybody the other day, but it's, like, there's been no, like, updates, tweaks, or additions to that one. Tavern Tycoon exists in, like, 8 different forms. Some whimsical, some fun, some basic, some entertaining. I can't believe you've done that. Oh, so Tavern Keeper is the one made by the Game Dev Tycoons. Oh, yeah. There was so many of that title, it was real hard to work out which one was theirs for a while. And they aren't the only contenders. Only if you come back, Wallosaurus. Only if you come back. It is a weirdly saturated market when you think about it. Like, the D&D explosion back in, God, when did we start getting it? Like, 2015? Like, whenever Crit Roll kind of came into it, combined with that, like, gap that, not Racketeer, not Raconteur, Resetterer, or whatever it's already called, the anime shop game that didn't get, like, a proper sequel from its devs, like, definitely showed people that there was a, yeah, thank you, Wallosaurus, that there was a market there. And I think it was just that case of everybody was rushing to get that same idea out there. But it is a kind of a micro genre that's got a lot of space. Moonlighter was Moonlighter was definitely the spiritual progression of it. And capitalism, oh! But games about actually making anime, very, very slim on the ground. At least to my knowledge. Maybe there's like an insane underground scene of people just making anime making games, and I just don't know about it. A more haunted PS1 collection. Okay. So, friendos, it is 3 PM. We have natted for a good hour. I didn't see anything else game news really to be talking about, like... Baldur's Gate 3 is getting crossplay for those of you who have friendos you want to play with who are on other systems. We have now... So there was a post today of another of the post-BioWare studios has closed its doors. We are past the Prestige era. We are still in the churn, and this is something that we're seeing as kind of a symptom of that. Because a lot of studios have had to shut their doors. A lot of people have been closed by corporate greed. And then we have these other ones of titles that have studios that closed before their game came out. And back in the day, it was very easy to get funding if you came from like a prestige studio, right? So like if you came from BioWare, especially right after Mass Effect, or if you came from Blizzard during the golden years and stuff like that and went, I'm founding my own studio, who wants to give me money? Publishers be fucking lining up. That doesn't mean that those people are necessarily really good at running studios or that they are like bona fide genius, but they had that prestige, had that pedigree. That no longer carries weight, and that is why we've seen a lot of these studios keel over. There was quite a few that were picked up as part of the lockdown boom. And unfortunately, as that boom has bust, so too have the overlords of those varying studios gone, we don't need them anymore. And Wallosaurus, I'd play the shit out of that. If you could make it cheap, that kind of like chaos game dev as a game, that could work. That would be very funny. The buzzword bingo as a minigame to keep funding, that could be very funny. But yeah, what we saw with the old way of how game studios were funded and how things came together, those times are past now. And so, if you've noticed, like, that's why I've not been really commenting on these, like, post-BioWare studios, because a lot of those operations were still working under the pretense that because they had pedigree, that they were immune. That they weren't going to have to worry about, like, everything that was swinging at every other studio. And unfortunately, the churn came, and they were not ready. And again, I'm not taking any glee in this, right? I am not saying that it is good that these studios are closed or anything like that. It was just... yeah. I'm sorry. I keep talking about the churn. It's... the churn as referenced in The Expanse, and it is the most accurate... it is the most accurate point of what's happening in the games industry right now. It doesn't all make sense. It doesn't necessarily have a rhyme or reason to it, but we're all getting thrown about in the churn. And what things look like afterwards will be drastically different from what they were before. And King Bro, Watto, and welcome. Just about to start punching a giant dragon in the face. You know. Before the churn, entire empires that were unstoppable. Oh shit, thank you. That's very kind of you. Before, yeah, there was a whole way in which game studios got funded and like what kinds of people were like attractive to publishers and who was untouchable, and that fucking changed. You know, not everybody that got wiped out was because of corporate greed. Sometimes it was just, again, the wheel turned and some of these studios were just in a bad spot. Hang on, let me pause my too mellow. And in this case, with these studios, like, they were operating on the old way, but the old way changed. Like, yes, I know. Bale crashed my rig last time. In fairness, Bale crashed it after about, like, 8 hours, so it wasn't like I was half-arsing it. But aside from that, nothing else going on. It looks like the Tencent deal in China... The deal between Tencent and Nintendo for the Switch in China is coming to an end, with the Nintendo eShop in China closing down next year. All Switch customers are apparently getting a shit ton of free games just to make up for it. A lot of people were immediately going, oh, Switch 2? Switch 2? Switch 2? And no, this is very similar to what happened with, for example, World of Warcraft or Blizzard and NetEase. And King Bro, thank you for the bits. They keep me alive. And currently my record is 540 deaths to Melania because I refused help. Right now we're going to be duking it out with Curse Ye Bale! And I'm going to freeze his creepy-ass, like, broken turkey legs. I'm taking them down. But one thing to add, though... Sorry, I didn't mean to bring the doom and gloom in before we start fighting the big dragons. But, like... whilst the churn is going on, whilst the industry is still in a state of flux, like, here's what you can do. Pick up some indie games from your friends. Like, follow them, wishlist them, leave a review when you do pick them up. Like, if you come across something really good and different, tell people. Alright? Like, be the word in the word of mouth. Because I love them all to pieces, but a lot of indie friendos are not good at marketing their own shit. They should be, but they're not. And, like, if any of your friends have a Steam game that hasn't hit, like, the 10 reviews, then you've got to help them. Because Valve do not... Sorry, I shouldn't say Valve. The Steam algorithm buries any games that either are, like, mixed and below, or that don't have a review. Got to get that positive review. Now, that only takes 10 good reviews to get there. But for some friendos, they don't market their games perhaps as much as they should. And so when it comes across those, like, that's a place where you can help. You know? If any title is able to get to overwhelmingly positive, it's set for life. Now, there are some cases where even being overwhelmingly negative doesn't stop a game. I'm looking at you, Overwatch 2, but that's another story. Now, let's fuck him up. Alright. Oh, fuck you, mate. He's already being a bastard. Curse ye, Bale! Okay, reload! my face. Okay. It's good. It was a good warm-up. Literally warmed. Wet paint. Oh, thank you for the lurk. I'll see you in the VODs. And to be continued, friends. To be continued. Jade Post, thank you for Tony Bit. Soon the fry shall become the fried. Nah, we're gonna hit this guy like water on a deep-fried turkey. Explosions! I just gotta get my fucking shit together. Curse ye, Bale! It broke every bone! I have no more bones left. I gotta get my rhythm down.
I wild toasty guy pops up. Toasty.
I think you mean toasty! It was a different time in gaming. It was a different time. Yeah, I am now bone soup in a bag. I am sous vide. Cartilage and all. Rebels, while I'm all down for keeping track of our, of how many times we die, I don't want to keep track of how many times we hear the Egon speech, because I'll die. Piss bins. Oh, it's time to do some day ruling. Haha. Ow! He punched me. He punched out all my blood. He punched out all of my blood. Igor here being the epitome of talk's a good game. My dogs are all dead. Okay. I love that for us. Ow, 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 ow. This holiday season, the turkey roasts you. It's the worst Hallmark movie of all time. Nothing! Suck. I had this down pat last week. Okay, well now he's pissed. Hopefully he's not pissed at me. Nope, he's definitely pissed at me. But here comes the turkey! Here comes the fucking aeroplane! Curse ye, Bale!
As Grandma said, if at first you don't succeed, curse you, Bale again.
Your nan was surprisingly forward-thinking in that. Like, it was weird. Like, even before Elden Ring came out, she used to say that all the time. It was so strange. Curse you, Bale! What happened to Will's voice, Elden Ring? Oh! I missed the opportunity to get that. Ow! Puppy's out. I hereby vow Fuck you! Shitaru, thank you for the bits. Tell Nana Shitaru I say hi. I was looking at the lights. I was looking at the lights. Curse you, Bale! It's being ready for whatever his opening salvo is. Oh, come the fuck. Oh, no. I'm fucked.
I hereby vow you will rue this day. Behold, a true great warrior.
Fuck. God, we're already... One puppy's down. I need him to commit to attacking Egon, not me. Right, that's one. He's going to be absolutely pissed at me in a sec. There we go. That was the hit we were looking for. Oh, he's mad. Oh, he's big mad. Oh, yep. See, there's the big mad. No, don't give him a fucking sub. He doesn't deserve it. Alright, there we go. That's half. Yeah, now he's going to do his fucking magic trick. Fucking Elder Dragon status. Let's fucking go. Alright, Igor's the main target, so I should be able to stay alive a little bit longer. Do you fucking mind? Oh, he explodes as well. Cool, I love that for me. Oh, he does not like... He does not like the icy chill of my breath. Fuck. Reload! Alright, come on, Igor. Do your fucking thing, mate. Well, that I hate. Skid up, butt up, ice ho! I don't know what's going on! We might be in shit. Hey, buddy! Oh, wow. There wasn't even a corpse there. Wasn't even a body.
This Thanksgiving, watch the Hallmark and Shudder joint project, The Gobbler 4. This turkey is ready to carve.
You know what? For a movie called The Gobbler 4, not what I was expecting. But this is your yearly reminder that if you need to watch any Hallmark movies, watch them in reverse. And it's the story of a sad woman in a tiny town who leaves the deadbeat baker husband who can't run a fucking business to save his life to move to the city and be successful and happy and independent. Skeet up, butt up, gobbler. Are you not going to do the thing? Fuck. Alright, cool. I love that for us. I don't know if you all have noticed, Bale actually hasn't done any day ruling all... Reload! Oh yeah, no, I pissed him off. You know what? That was fair.